Dear one, we implore you to hear our words through our conduit Roger, who we have entrusted to spread our observations so more may awaken to the ascension path of inner wholeness that shall uplift all. And remember, no matter when this message finds you, you are meant to hear it now. Here is our message for you today, October 18th, 2023. Did you want bondage or freedom? That is the title of the message we provided on this date 3 years ago. But you might be more able and ready to answer that question now. You stand at the most crucial time on your life path and your planet. Every soul comes to the physical plane with a unique divine purpose. And as more of you decide to live yours and love who you are, you will find your freedom and release the binds that have held you back in your life now and that of your world for eons. We said you are moving through a restructuring of your world, and the way it all turns out depends on you. No one else can make that choice but you. And when more of you choose freedom, so will your world. You grow in your awareness of who you are and your connection to the source or ultimate reality. And you chose this lifetime to remember that connection. We have provided a path, but even our messenger had difficulty choosing freedom for himself, as you all do. But that is also why our information could come through him, as he has used our words for decades to reach a higher state of consciousness, so he might move beyond his ego as we have advised you all to do. You incarnate into physical form with the burdens of your past generations and the restrictions and limitations they all held. There is no soul born who does not move through this process, but not all will do so in this time trajectory of your world. So many of you have felt an extra burden to bring in love and light, and you each accomplish that when you choose freedom. The freedom we refer to is your inherent right to exist and have all the riches your world can offer, and no one ever deprives you of that but yourself. When you provide that awareness to yourself, you grant that permission to all others as you are all one. The collective consciousness of your planet has covered some of its most inherent and valuable qualities, the continual evolvement of humanity. It can only be brought to light by you. You and your world grow in awareness using your linear time. But that is only a tool given to you, and you are the ones who must take action. It is only your fear and doubt that prevent that occurrence. We will leave that message for you, but we do not want you to judge yourselves that you couldn't hear it before, for it is far more critical you listen to it today, which will be evidenced by your world. Our message from October 18th, 2020. Did you want bondage or freedom? We thought that title might get your attention, but Roger was also asked when he awakened this morning and did not know why. Then he came to his computer, and uncharacteristically, he opened an email before conferring with us. We are making this message as light as possible, for the more of you who understand it eventually will lead you to more of your freedom, as it will Roger. We say more of it, for as humanity, you never achieve that entirely, or the world would cease to exist or evolve. Now that sentence will help all of you move through the current restructuring of your world. Now we have our usual Roger story. Yesterday we referred to his former roommate and their connection to trigger memories within each of them that aid their individual evolvement. Roger did not know why the film the roommate mentioned held significance for him until he watched it. We told him to follow his instinct and watch it, as we asked him to follow his intuition and send this message to his entire family, leading to more freedom for Roger. When he watched the film, he reflected on the messages we gave to you all about your personal restructuring, using your ancestry, and moving through more of your individual and collective limitations as humans. Roger then remembered that his great-aunt introduced this film to him 20 years ago. He had no memory of why, so he called her yesterday and recounted the story. And then the connection made sense. Roger was to see his great-grandfather and carry on that work. But Roger thought, why me? And then, could it be me? Each of you is asking yourselves those questions in your own ways and for your personal reasons, and now we'll explain that and brilliantly tie it all together, which surprises Roger still when we do so. Last night he watched a documentary that moved him so much because it reminded him of his job in this life. As we have said, you all have one, and Roger knows he is to be and demonstrate love, which is why he struggles to say or do things that might be controversial or cause harm to others. He has also held back his progression, so we want him to send this to his family. Roger sent them an email yesterday recommending a documentary he'd just watched, as he wanted them to see the things that mattered to him: empathy, inclusion, acceptance, and love. Unbeknownst to him, that was his great-grandfather and the connection of his great-aunt. When Roger sent the email, he blind copied all the family members, as again, Roger was attempting to avoid controversy. But we told him he had to give that up, so we got in the way. Remember, we are making this fun. Roger's niece and nephew upset the apple cart by responding to all the members about a video Roger also included, describing China's responsibility during your recent pandemic event. Now Roger knew why we were asking about bondage or freedom. China achieved freedom through bondage, but evolution involves acquiring freedom through acceptance. That little sentence we threw in was the secret to world peace. Roger's niece is Chinese, so she reacted to the bondage she knew existed, and Roger responded that you could choose freedom. That acceptance is of one another and yourself ultimately. Roger could not accomplish this, as many of you haven't, until now. More of you are mysteriously finding your voices, as is Roger. His nieces have seen their activism surprisingly coming through, which is the restructuring of your world being activated in every individual. One more thing, study your history. Every pandemic or global disaster always leads to the evolution of all when you choose freedom, and that is complete and total acceptance of all, including your family. Every eon you get better. These two messages we shared with Roger contain ancient truths that can liberate you from suffering. Yet wisdom itself is not enough. For it to take root, you must apply it in your lives. You must become the living embodiment of these teachings. That is why we gave Roger Your Life Operating Instructions, a spiritual philosophy to illuminate the path to freedom, joy, and purpose. Its principles provide a blueprint to transcend limitation and rediscover your sacred wholeness. For too long, humanity has lingered in darkness, unaware of its divine potential. But a new age is dawning. The second coming is at hand, the awakening of divine light in all hearts. You are the bringers of this new consciousness. To fulfill your destiny, you must walk the path of inner purification. Follow the guidance you find within these words. Apply their wisdom relentlessly. Transmute all that limits you. Love every lost fragment back to the light. When you have healed yourself, you will be ready to heal the world. This is the crux of the matter. First you, then all. As within, so without. Your transformation uplifts humanity. Each soul's liberation is intertwined with the whole. We are one body, one spirit. Your evolution is bound to the evolution of all life. This truth is encoded in the mystic traditions of every culture. Now is the time to reawaken to your divine nature. Do not miss this precious opportunity. Take up the mantle. Your life here is no accident. You came as a light bearer. Your unique gifts are needed now. Stay focused on your journey while being of selfless service. In this balance lies mastery of the human experience. Then shall the new earth be raised from within. We are patient but eager to welcome you home. The path has been laid out before you. Walk it with courage, perseverance, and unwavering faith. We will be steadfast by your side. May you reach the mountain tops from which your divine light will shine forth, guiding all humanity into the new dawn. You will be fine. We love you all very much. Wilhelm.